love, then let go. Rolling away from you. Not sure what happened or what I must do. Look me in the eyes and say that we were fine. Took your heart away while breaking mine. Did you think that you know me so well? Maybe thought I was somebody else. Did you think that I was so cruel? All I wanted to do was love you. Rolling away from you. Hate to say I hate you, I think that I do. What were you thinking when you told me your lies? Saying goodbye's harder through a broken smile. Did you think that you knew me so well? Maybe thought I was somebody else. Did you think that I was so cruel? All I wanted to do was love you. I don't wanna see you again. Not a lover and you're not a friend. Better off not knowing you're in this world. Every time I close my eyes, I see your face, I feel the night. Not a single tear you cried was true. I roll away from you.
Rolling Away from the Dan Corio Band. Welcome to another edition of Raw Urban Music Sessions. I'm Lorenzo Mamelli. The Dan Corio Band is here with us tonight. Let's take a moment and say hello to the gentlemen. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves to our audience.
My name is Dan Corio. I'm the lead singer and guitar player for the Dan Corio Band.
Sean Corio, drummer.
Martin E. Martin, bass player.
Guys, I understand that there's a little bit of a family connection here going on in you guys, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually, obviously, you two are brothers, and Martin apparently has known you guys since you were babies. If he, as he said earlier to me, since you were thought of becoming babies.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing together?
We've been playing with Marty for a couple of years now. At least, what, like 5, 6
Yeah, about
years?
5
We got
years.
together.
About 5
when we were kids, we used to jam together, kind of just playing around and stuff when Sean and I were really just getting started and everything. And then one day, Marty was like, yeah, I'll play with you guys. And we like we were like, all right, now we could play. Because Uncle Marty was like, yeah, I'll play with you guys.
Oh.
So it was pretty cool.
Well, you have an interesting origin story. Yeah, you obviously came to pick up the guitar a little bit later in life, and you have an interesting story about what actually inspired you to play guitar?
Yeah, well, I picked it up early when I was like 10. My father took us to go see the movie La Bamba, and there was something about the tone of the guitar in the last scene, and it just cuts out after the plane crash and everything, and it just shows Richie playing La Bamba. And there was something about that tone that I was like, man, I want that. I want to play like that. So I told my dad, I was like, hey, I basically want to be Richie Valens, right? So he goes and he gets like a cassette of Richie Valens, and I'm looking at the cover. I'm like, well, who the hell is that? And he's like, that's Richie Valens. I'm like, that doesn't look like Richie Valens. And I was thinking Lou Diamond Phillips because I was 10 and not intelligent. So it turns out later I found out that Los Lobos actually played the music for it. So as a 10-year-old, I thought I wanted to be Richie Valens, but I actually wanted to be those other guys. And yeah, I didn't figure it out until a couple of years later. I went to one guitar lesson, and the guy basically told me to do a bunch of scales and everything like that, and I was like, man, I don't want to do that. I want to play La Bamba. And the guy was like, he's like, well, you have to learn this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't want to learn that. I want to play La Bamba. And I heard him and my dad in the hallway, and he's like, this kid just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. And that was the last guitar lesson I took there. And then years later, I was probably 19 or 20, and a buddy of mine was taking a class in college, and he brought a guitar music class, and he brought home Stevie Ray Vaughan Live at the El Mocambo. And he put that VHS in, and I sat down, and that was it. I picked up a guitar that day, and I never put it back down
That's
since.
amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So you started your music career proper, though, after you left the New York City Police Department.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was after you were 40 when you began basically your band and your musicianship?
Well, we played a bunch while I was still on. So I started in 2000. September 29th, 2000 was my hire date. And we used to do some shows towards the end of that and everything.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I kept it. Obviously, now that I have more time, we keep it kind of more professional, stepping up, trying to do bigger gigs and things like that.
So let's hear some more music from the Dan Corio Band. From these humble origins comes a lot more great music. Here is Hanging Up the Phone.
I think it's time that we sat down. I think it's time we had a talk. Sick of playing all these games. Wanna know what's going on. Say that you really love me. Can't say that I feel all that. When we're hanging up the phone, it's hard as where your head is at. You think he loves you like I can. Believe all the words he says. I think inside you know the truth. And let your heart convince your head. Tell me, should I hang around? And tell me what I need to do. I know it's falling apart, but I can help loving it. Do you think that we can work this out with all the lies we have told? Is there a way for you to hear words I'm trying to hold? Whoa, believe the way I feel. Leave all your fears behind. Once I know where I'm at, like Danny Hall with mine. Now I see the end is near. Guess that I'll be moving on. Another person so unsure. Sorry for what he's done wrong. Caught up in an empty past. Now looking at what he has. The things are all behind me now. I'm holding on to what I had. fears behind. Once I know where I'm at, like to have your whole.
Hanging Up the Phone from the Dan Corio Band. So Dan, you write all your songs yourself, or
I do, yeah.
So the band doesn't collaborate with you? It's basically all inspired, comes from your deep inside your head?
Lyrically, for the most part, guitar-wise, I'll put everything together, and then I'll bring it to this guy who tells me I write like a wuss, and he'll put like a heavy drum beat to it. So it's kind of cool because I think that's what gives us a unique sound, actually. So it's like singer-songwriter driven, and then he comes from more of a kind of that heavy Zeppelin, like rock kind of vibe, and that's how it all comes together.
That's interesting you should bring that up, because I wanted to mention the southern rock feel that comes from your music, clearly. And so you mentioned that your first influence was hearing La Bamba in a movie theater, and how it lingered with you until you actually started your own band here and you started a family band. So Sean, he mentions that you were into heavier music, into Zeppelin, stuff like that. You fashion yourself after John Bonham or people like that?
I don't think I sound like John Bonham. I would love to sound like
Well,
John
you need to be a
Bonham.
lot bigger and have tree trunks instead of sticks, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's definitely one of my idols. I mean, Bottom was just the guy. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Cut.
Well, it's clearly an influence in the way you play. Do you try to play that heavier sound? Since he's playing, so that southern rock sound is obviously a combination of different things.
Yeah.
A little bit softer.
So when I don't really, when he brings a song to me, I don't necessarily, I try to play to the song too. So yeah, I want to get like my influences in there and stuff, but you also got to play for the song too.
Right.
So yeah, we kind of just, I put something together on it and kind of pull from, I might say, oh, that sounds like a Zeppelin song, or that's, so it might gear me that way.
So you're grabbing pieces from here and there and working it into the context of what he's writing.
Yep.
So Marty, we had spoken before the show, and you have a lot of blues influence in the way you play, right?
Yeah, blues, funk, stuff like that. Also, I was a Yes freak. I loved Chris Squire. I loved Chris Squire, hence Rickenbacker,
Yeah.
So, but I listened to a whole lot of different stuff. So I just incorporated it in everything.
So yeah, so that
You know what I
fits.
mean?
So how do you, like Chris Squire, a progressive rock bassist,
Loved
and this guy who plays Zeppelin on drums, and this guy who's writing southern rock, and yet the three of you come together and you make these great songs sound flawless.
Well, Danny, first of all, I'm so proud of these two guys because of how they grew up and what they do. And they do it well. And to ask me to be in on it and just let me do what I do. So I listen to what Danny's looking for, all right? And then I try to play to Sean because he's the balls of the band. So that's how it works. I mean, I'm just doing what I do.
And it
I'm
comes
not
together,
just trying to cover anybody, per se, But I think some stuff sounds like this, some stuff sounds like that.
Yeah, I think that.
You know what I mean? Throw this in there, throw that in there. You don't want to, and then you don't want to really step on toes either. You can't get too crazy, you know, because he's got to get his point across.
Well, that's the chemistry factor here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you guys defer to some degree to Marty as the elder statesman? He's got all this history of playing.
No.
You know,
No, not at all.
no,
Not at all.
we don't.
No.
You know what? You know, I'm pretty thick-headed. I'm pretty stubborn with what I want. So.
Well, that being said, okay, Marty, how about we hear some more music from the Dan Corio Band?
See you standing there, hurting all alone, scared of reaching out, no, don't let go. It's like an endless maze, this life we're living. Answers in a haze, it feels like you just can't win. You say you're alright, but I don't think that it's true. Broken pieces don't define the heart that's you. It's kinda sad that no matter how hard we try, only truth in life is that we'll live and we'll die. Hold on and don't let go, 'cause I know you got strength to show. This world, what you made of was. Hold on, never let go. Been down some dark roads, I know all those feelings. Happiness gets hard and pain is appealing. Getting way down with the road you can follow. Choose wisely, and my friend, avoid the sorrow. Hold on and don't let go. Well, I know you've got strength to show. This world, what you made of was. Hold on, never let go. Do you think you're the only one who feels like this?
Hold On from the Dan Corio Band. Dan, I know that the subject of that song is very special to you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So over my 20-year career with NYPD, I've obviously come across a lot of people struggling with mental health, not only on the outside, but brothers and sisters that I've worked with and everything, and people have taken their own lives. And one day I was just sitting there thinking to myself, you know, what brings someone to that point to where they think that there's just no other choice? And I think I came from, I was actually on a job, and I saw somebody kind of in that moment, and I was having that thought process and went back and literally at the hangar at Air Sea Rescue just kind of started jotting down some notes. Excuse me. And over the years just lost a few more buddies and things like that, and so the song is just kind of something that for me is more of a stand of, hey, we can get through this if you just hold on till that next day, till that next moment, and just keep fighting, because the world is better with you in it, is basically my point with that song.
See the sincerity in your voice. And
It's a
comes through
tough
in
one to
your
get
lyrics,
through. Yeah, it's tough to get through talking about it, actually. I mean, just recently we've had people take their own lives and stuff, and it's so it's a difficult thing to talk about, but necessary as well.
In the time that we have left, I want to make sure that we give the audience an opportunity to know where they can follow you. So you're basically a commuter between New York and Nashville. You've been playing in Nashville, and you've been writing songs with artists down there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So if people want to find Dan Corio music, where do they go?
So you can find us on Spotify under Dan Corio. You could go to Instagram, Dan Corio Music _official, because there was another guy out there stealing my stuff, so we had to go _official. And Facebook, same thing, just under Dan Corio. And if you go to Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff, we're all over the place.
Any gigs coming up?
I actually have a couple writers' rounds when I get back down to Nashville. So yeah, a couple, just keep them busy. Can't think of it right now.
How about you, gentlemen? You have anything that you do aside from being a member of the Dan Corio Band?
I'm in a cover band in Jersey called Project Blue Book. You know, it's not really busy right now, till probably not till February or so, so I don't have anything booked right now. But if you want to hear them, we have a Facebook, and I believe we are on YouTube. Project Blue Book. It's
Project Blue Book.
Can we just talk about too? We used to sneak into bars. Sorry, Mom, underage, and to watch this guy play. Like just because we're talking about me, like in the beginning, but I just want to talk about what a legend he was to us growing up, real quick.
Oh man!
Because we literally would be, 15 or 16, and we would be carrying gear in and then just hide behind the gear so we could stay and watch this dude play. Yeah. So for us to sit down and play with a dude like this is a huge honor for us. So I just want to get that in there before we go. And to any bars, they're probably closed down now anyway, so don't worry about it. But that was a long time ago. But no, it's a huge honor to be able to play for us both to sit with him. So.
Yeah. So finally, Mom, you found out what your boys were doing out there.
Sorry, Mom.
Out in the studio.
Well, they didn't get in no trouble. We kept an eye on them.
Marty kept them on the straight and narrow.
They was with their uncle.
That's right.
So it's great. So family, basically, it's basically an extended family.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And the chemistry comes through in the music and your performance and the songs that you've played already this evening. Fantastic group of songs. And we have one more that we're going to hear on the way out the door, figuratively speaking. What is the last song we're going to hear?
Used to Love the Rain.
Used to Love the Rain, which is a new composition. Correct?
Yeah, it's the newest release. It released, I think, last month or something like that. Yeah, last month. So that's also out on Spotify and everything like that.
And that's a little bit of a heartbreak type of deal?
Yeah. It's one of those heartbreak songs because everybody loves that, you know?
There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. My name again is Lorenzo Mamelli. Please check out my website at theRockerNYC.com and listen to my program on Maker Park Radio called The Rocker. You'll hear music from these guys there from time to time again. And as we go out, here we go. Dan Corio Band, Used to Love the Rain. Thank you for watching.
The rain's been falling for hours now. Used to love the rhythm of that sound, but lately all it does is bring me down. Think of losing her and the lights go out. 'Cause it was raining on the night she left me. Tears like a river, I wonder if she happy now. My world's torn. She never looked back, didn't even slam the door. Her calm to my storm. I know she loved me once before. Way I used to love the rain. Close my eyes as lightning strikes. Even better memories of rainy nights. We make love and hold on. Head on my chest and my arms. I'm here alone. 'Cause it was raining on the night she left me. Tears like a river, I wonder if she happy now. My world's torn. She never looked back, didn't even slam the door. Her calm is my storm. No, she loved me once before. Way I used to love the rain. Never saw clouds rolling in. Must have missed the sign she gave. Could I really be that blind? Walk outside, I'm getting soaked. Scream at the sky to let me know what to do with all this pain. Now that I'm standing in the rain, I'm in the rain.